আজকে আলোচনা করলাম
জি
যে
খোকা
আমরা আলোচনা করলাম যে mom and mother-in-laws, yeah. When guys are single,
হুম
yeah, and then when they get married, why do mothers think the fact that they get loved less? And why do they, Bengali culture thing, why do they think if they go to like their in-laws place quite often, like, oh, আমার ফারে তারা জাদু খুললিছে, আমার কাছ থেকে নিয়ে দি? Why do you think these sort of things?
do you know what sometimes it's because the sons change nani find bod design echo find bod design biya bade so sometimes thara buli jay je tharar ma o ekta responsibility not just um the to be honest the in-laws isn't his responsibility ekta relation rakha is important nani but আমি কই এশ মা অখলে থারার মনে করে যে থারার ফাল নানি থারারে বুলি জিরা আরেকজনের কথা চলরা আরেকজনের কথা তারা বদলি যারা সাম এশ পেটাই নানি বদলি যায় হাসারও বদলি যায় পাই বুঝছো নি আসলে থারার ইনলজর কথা খালি চিন্তা করেন বর খালি চিন্তা করেন সো ইলা করলে তে তো ন্যাচারালি ই মার একটা কষ্ট লাগবো বিকজ আমরাও দেখছি লাইফের মাঝে আমরাও দেখছি সো মানে নিজের মাঝেও দেখছি তা সো ন্যাচারালি ই মানুষের ই মার বাদ লাগে ই ডিপেন্ড করে তুমি খিলান বিহেভ করো বা a lot of bedtime নানি বিয়া করিয়া তারা বদলি যায় আর এই মানুষে বাদে
But you say, I understand you said lot, but not all though.
নন সব নাই
আতর তো
সব
ফাসান
নাই
গুল
ভাই
সমান নাই।
না না
আতর
না
তো
ঠিক
ফাসান গুল
আছে
সমান নাই।
ঠিক
But
আছে ভাই
but
ডিপেন্ডস
why do
আমি
but why don't they try to understand the fact that when you're single, you spend more time with your mother or whatever not. When you're married, you have like two responsibilities. Plus, you have to run the house as well. You have more headache and stress. But why do you think it's
একটা
right
আমি
for
কই একটা হইলে গিয়া between mother and son okay is a fire একটা বুঝিত হইব মারে like obviously um, when you are getting married তোমার responsibility বদলি যায় okay um, মা ইখান বুঝতা পারইন না so some it is down to the son ই মারে বুঝাইতা যেনে বিয়া বাদে আম্মা আমার দুইটা রেসপন্সিবিলিটি হয়েছিল ও বাই দি আর ও বাই দি বুঝছো নি ও করে দি আর হো করে দি আমি তো দিতাম এবার রেসপন্সিবিলিটি not the other house but the wife and maintaining the relationships with his in-laws is down to the son to make that clear I think from day one with his parents so they understand that আর boundary but এই সময় বাদে cross হইল না unfortunately if within Ikhan Buzenna, okay, it's not going to help the situation. Help with because within Buzenna, I agree. On equally love, yeah, they need to equally love. Okay, but ma echta mayase ar bor echta mayase is different completely. Tuma look after Khorson, etc. But that doesn't mean your son has to be controlled. My control hortai fare ilana. If one nani echta responsibility ases in a borgese odito tar relations loge dito and mal loge but tar ikta nani hi neha ikta nani clear cut day one থাকি হইতে হইব বুঝছো নি ভাই এই clear cut যদি মায় বুঝই না বাফে বুঝই না তে তারা কোনো দিন বুঝতা নাই বুঝছো নি ফয়লা থাকি বিগিনিং থাকি একটা তারা বুঝতে হইবা
But do you think some mothers are like someone commented and said, "Oh, attachment"? Do you think they can
yes
hold the
এখন
attachment all the
মার
life
মাঝে
or not?
আছে I hate to say it এখন মার মাঝে আছে তারা মনে করে না just because it's তারার বাচ্চা না নি তারার তারার কথায় চলতে হইব they think they're
You
in
see,
full
for
control just
example,
because they
I
give
don't know.
birth
I don't know if you see our like Facebook and YouTube videos, yeah, but on TikTok, I don't really. We normally make topic on reality, yeah, and we had like loads of people emailing us and saying, there are situations where mothers do like black magic on sons, yeah. So
তখন
like,
yeah
and we got like loads of different. By TikTok, I have a laugh and a joke. You get it, like I got
yeah
make funny videos, but in Facebook and YouTube, we got like these channels, yeah, and we discuss like reality topics and stuff. And
ভাই
you'll be surprised.
এটা চলে না নি
You will be surprised the amount of mothers that the length they go to hate their daughter-in-law or like Holbari Zaitana. They even do black magics, like it's disgusting, but it's
You know
happening
what?
now.
Ita মানুষে কিতা করা যায় যেটা মানুষে জাদু করে এটা হইল আগর আমলর মানুষ. Okay, it's the older generation who have been brought up around people that did this. Okay, did জাদু করতা. Okay, ita আগর জমানার অনেক তো generation they won't get into it unless they're still attached to somebody that does that within their family. বুঝছো নি? That's how I see it. And unfortunately, it's so sad. ওটা জানে আগর জমানার মানুষ সকলে তারা যাইন তারা ফির ওখলোর গেছে যাইন মুল্লা ওখলোর গেছে যাইন তাবিজ খবজর তারা বিশ্বাস করে they don't believe in Islam তারা ইসলামর মানিও তারা বুঝতে পারছই না বুঝছো নি ভাই তারা আর আমি কই ও জানে আগর জমানার মাঝে হিন্দু ওখল বেশি আছে না হিন্দু থাকি তো মুসলমান হইছে না নি মানুষ ও ইন্দুর কালচার তারা ফলো করছেন কতজন হিন্দু থাকি মুসলমান হইছেন বা তারা ইন্দুর কালচার সবটা তারা লগে লই আইছেন কজ তারা হিন্দু ওখলে না খালি শিরক ছাড়া কিছু বুঝেন না superstition.
If you're talking about Hindu culture, yeah, you must say UK. I'm sure you're from UK as well.
Yeah.
But in UK lifestyle, yeah, we live in like first world country, yeah, here. But this culture and this Hinduism and this black magic and this jadoo, it happens in UK
Ita
as well.
agor zamanar bay ami zani ba ita hইলগা সব আগর জমানার মানুষ সকলে ইতা করেন not these generations, it's the previous generation. Let's say amra ma akhlor generation I don't know how old you are by, but I'm just saying my mom doesn't do stuff like that, but manushor all boyshor nani generation okhle tara korta বুঝছো নি তারা generation আর আগর the generation before that as well. So you know what, and because now Zadu has become so popular Nani, it's common in every kunai মানুষের এটা করা just to get মানুষের লাইফ নষ্ট করবার লাগি বিয়া ফার করবার লাগি ফুরির করবার লাগি কত রিজনও লাগি মানুষে ইউজ করে নানি মানুষের লাইফ নষ্ট করবার লাগি মানুষের লাইফের মাঝে ব্লক লাইক ম্যারেজ ব্লক দিবার লাগি কতটা মানুষে করা kunai it's to me you can't hide from it now, it's everywhere মানুষে করা and it's disgusting because এটা মানুষ Islam falaya zata monusai khoranani just for their own selfish reason or lagi but they don't care genuinely ami khoi bai ita amra we can't change it, people have to change, people have to fear Allah tara drai toiba tara zan Allah drai na to they're going to do things like that tara ashle Allah re bishwash khorana ita manush okhle. Am I right or wrong bai?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Everybody has their own opinion. I totally agree with you, But the same thing what happens is like, our older generation, obviously our mothers you can class them as an older generation. Because when our kids gets married and, it'll be different. Our way of thinking is completely different. So why do mothers, yeah, when you go to in-laws places, and whatever not, why do mothers say, oh, amar faraza dukhli se amar fagoro takhana khali hol bari jage? Why do you
because sometimes by they are right, sometimes they are right, they're not always wrong. When something isn't right, because the sun shouldn't change, you should be the same person, right? But then you'd be worried nani bai.
Yeah, well, Shara,
you would be worried something isn't right, and if they haven't got a relationship no more with their mom or their sister or anybody, then you want to be worried. Why is that happen?
Okay, let's bring Shara in. Shara, what do you say?
I don't know, Hanif, but I don't know what I've come into. I'm always
Anyway, the topic we're talking about.
I became a mother-in-law yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, like, Kharbiya, like your daughters.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Invite hoite.
Oh, I mean, is already my mother-in-law. I'm baki shobar daawat ditam ki.
Okay. Anyway, we're talking about, like the mothers and mother-in-laws, like, why do sons change when they get married? And obviously, we'll pick you up on where you joined from, the sister Catwoman. What's your name, by the way?
Hasina.
Sister Hasina said, I questioned her, I goes, why do you think the mothers say to sons, when they go to the in-laws quite often, said this, that. Why do you think that is?
I think sometimes the boy is kind of stuck between the wife and the mom, and they find it hard to find a balance.
But
And
do you think it's right for a mother to say that?
No, it's not. It's wrong.
Yeah, but is she wrong though if he goes there too often?
Where's he going?
The in-laws' place.
If he is or she is.
Like if the son is going to in-laws' place, neglecting the mother, that's why she's having a problem, because he's not sharing equal time with both. Do you get it?
He's responsible for his parents.
Okay,
He's responsible for his parents, his family.
because sometimes some moms are toxic, regardless of whether it's her son or whether his mom.
Asina said that already. So yeah, you carry on. Let's listen.
Yeah,
to
like
what you
this week, I particularly experienced a mom. She's got children that no longer live with her, and that's because of her attitude. And we've witnessed this person going from normal state of mind to feeling bitter about things gone wrong in her life. And she's tried to push the daughter-in-laws to live a certain standard that's her expectations, because she's been pinpointing, finding faults at other daughter-in-laws from other people. But now it's all backfired, because now whatever she's saying to other people, like, none of it's happening for her. Her daughter-in-laws are not doing those things. But because she's gone around and she said it to everybody else, she's now embarrassed that but she's putting so much pressure on the daughter-in-laws that they can't live with her no more. And the son's having to witness that the mom's being so harsh on the daughter-in-law that they can see she's being unfair. So to keep the marriage alive, they have to move out. And if the mom's gonna keep doing this, and if the children can see that you're doing this and you're being unfair, then at some point they're going to lose respect for you. They're going to love you. They will always love you, but they will lose some certain respect for you, and they will have to choose between the wife and the mom.
Okay.
And if he's getting love, attention, and respect from the mother-in-law, that could be a sense of love that he's missing from his own mom, and that's why he's going there. She's not doing that. She's neglecting the children, but he's getting that from mother-in-law.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because sometimes I find that a lot of men, their relationships.
Yeah, welcome to my board, Nea, is it?
Neha, yeah.
Neha, thank you for coming on board.
Neha, tomorrow no toya kalam gi gumaita.
Ada guma songo boy.
Yeah.
Right, so
what's your opinion? Then we'll go to Shafi's, another brother on our board.
So I was going to say, like, I think that sometimes what happens if the guy is going to his in-laws a lot more, maybe because in-laws takitara aladamaya faida that they never got at home, and they don't have that relationship with their own mother. And I've seen it with my own eyes. The guy doesn't have a relationship with his own mother, but he finds it free to have that mother-son relationship with his mother-in-law. As and then the mother gets a bit jealous. His mother will get jealous. And the guy can't really explain it. He can't really articulate that why. That could be one reason. But then also, why is he
I've seen the opposite as well.
Yeah. But why is he constantly going there? I don't get that either. The girl is married now. Her focus should be on her in-laws. She shouldn't be, every week, Nayorzawa. I've seen it with my own eyes. The girl's constantly at her mum's house. That's not right either. You're married now. Tumare biya de oigese, to me tumar, shongshaluya solo ebla. Do you get what I mean? So why is he spending so much time at her mum's? That doesn't make sense either.
But is it right though when some people say if a daughter-in-law goes to her mom's place, she doesn't need to work or she doesn't need to do anything, she just goes there and sit there and just...
No,
she has a responsibility. No, she should still work. She should still, if she can. If her husband's happy with her not working, that's a different story.
That's a double-edged... that's a double-edged sword really, because like us girls got married and we got told, if you come here, don't put your feet up and don't help yourself to this, that, and the other, because now you come to your buffalo god, there's babies in the house, right? So technically that's their home. If you go around there, throw your weight around, that's not correct either. I've seen that with my own eyes where
I've seen it as well. Listen,
a lot of women have that attitude. They go, and what? Well, that my bafogora so to me nayora ya zao. Do you know what I mean? Shundra babi buya takia zao. don't come here, throw your weight around. I've seen it. It's horrible because it really does make the family on edge. Like
I have seen girls. I have literally seen girls. I won't say who, where, but I mean,
Yeah,
like, you know, listen, they
name,
don't get
please, yeah?
on. Namdi
Yeah.
tamnai, namdi bardar khanai. Look, but what they do is they don't actually get on with their in-laws. That's why they're always at their mum's house. They don't have a good relationship with their in-laws. That's why they're at their mum's house. I've seen it
also,
a
you
lot.
shouldn't
So
really
they
have
spend a
that
lot of time with
access,
in-laws.
you know?
Even their husband is also at the in-laws too much. That's why these
Yeah.
mothers think, what's
But
going on
every
here? You know, because
situation
Tara
is
relationship,
different though, isn't it?
Boro relationship, tik no maluga, you know, makes no
Yeah.
sense.
So,
What I don't get
And
is
you
been,
know,
like, how have you got 5 daughter-in-laws and you don't get along with any? That doesn't make sense. And then it's
yes, so
like
that's a different
5,
story.
6
Yeah,
daughter-in-laws.
completely.
They're all different backgrounds. Some from back home, some are British, you know, whatever. But you don't get along with any of them. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
Then that just shows where the toxicity is.
Or where the issues lie.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Look at
we're
issue
getting,
beshi. Isn't it
yeah,
fast
we're getting
log into
brilliant.
me soltai
Yeah,
farrai na nani bhai. Teto ono deki buzilao nani manusher
Yeah,
maze dushasle.
yeah. Then we're getting a lot
Do you get what
of
I mean?
female views, yeah, from 3 of you. Let's get Shafi in. Shafi, what's your opinion, bro?
I think Shafi Bai's a bit
Assalamu
scared.
alaikum, everyone. So,
Now, you know, Shafi is quite respectable. Normally, when someone else talks, he doesn't talk over. He bees on my board all the time. Go on, Shafi.
now I personally think, I mean, I will never experience that when it comes
Because
to
you're not
husband.
married, that's why.
No, like the other side as well. Anyway, that's another thing. So, I personally think what I've seen around is naturally a mother will always be protective of her son, right? The attachment, the love, whatever. So when the son gets married, when she sees the changes in him, there'll be a shock to her system naturally, like আমার ফুয়া ইলো এগুলো ওলা বিয়ে করে বউর উতা কথা. But at the same time, for a guy, it's tough as well. Because when he's got 2 queens in one house, it's tough, isn't it? So this is why I think in that situation, the mother should understand the guy is married now, he's grown up, he is going to be more close to his in-laws and have more time with his wife. So it doesn't mean, he's going to always be there. He has to balance it out. But I think it's mainly with the attachment and how they are, how she
Okay,
brings them
yeah.
up.
All right. SP, I think she's a sister. She comes on my board all the time. She's put a question. What about the evil daughter-in-law? How do you deal with that?
You rebuild that relationship by Hasar Hoitule. Look, at the end of the day, listen, the family need to understand also, you know, is going to come into your home. She needs to feel at home as well. It goes both
You know what I don't
ways.
understand is that, you know, a mother, yeah, when she has daughters, when she has sons, so when she gives her daughters married off, yeah, she's expecting all the, like, you know, good things for her from the in-laws, that she should get respected. She, you know what I'm trying to say in it.
Yeah.
A mother always, you know, when her daughter gets married off, she's always thinking, I hope they be nice to her, they be polite to her, they teach her, and they take her as a part of the family. So why can't mother-in-laws do that when a daughter-in-law comes into the house?
They
It's
do.
also
What makes you think they don't do that also, though? I think do your baidilage as well. You do have good daughter-in-laws and you have bad daughter-in-laws. It's the same with good mother-in-laws and bad mother-in-laws. You just get a bit of both, and it's just how do you balance it? Like, they need to understand from day one. There needs to be boundaries, rules in place from day one. Also, you need to respect that somebody else's daughter, treat her like your own daughter. But the girl also needs to respect that you're going into somebody else's home. That's their home. They have rules. You need to respect those rules. You need to respect the in-laws too. It works both ways, not just one way.
I think when a daughter gets married, it's so important for a mom to sit down with the daughter and tell her how she should be towards her in-laws, not just let the whole event come and the daughter just goes and she lives her life. Mom needs to sit down. She needs to talk to her daughter. This is how you are with your mother-in-law. This is how you respect them. If you're going to give it, you're going to get it. If there's trouble, you do with it at home. You don't keep running back to me. a mom's door should not be open for the daughter. Every time there's trouble there, she needs to learn to
Complain.
adapt and she needs to learn to overcome those obstacles.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think
Do you
most of
think
the
women should
households
talk
nowadays
often?
it's like Pakistani dramas. Kyunki saas bhi bahut thi.
No, that's Star Plus.
But
That's
you
Indian
know what it
dramas.
is, Shafi. You think it's drama, bro. This is happening in real life. The
This
amount of
happens
email,
in reality. And do you know what?
the
Manushe, ota taki arohi coin, Manushe. Ota drama taki arohi coin, Manushe.
Asle
Yeah,
So
ko
someone good is going to take the good stuff from it. Someone bad is going to take all the bad stuff, learn the new tricks
yeah.
and how to treat people, what to
some
do with
mother-in-laws,
people.
they got nothing better
yeah,
to do.
yeah, but you know what? The sister said in the beginning of the live, yeah, the generation issue, yeah. Yeah, but you know what? The sister said in the beginning of the live, yeah, the generation issue, yeah. For example, the brothers who's, I don't know, 30 now or 25, their mothers is like 50 plus or near about there. So obviously some of these mothers, yeah, what they're expecting the older way. Do you get it? Like,
They are, yeah, they would be. 50
so
plus, they still are.
they still
Let's
think,
not go to
you know,
50,
Wait,
right? It's too
Neha's
close.
not there yet, but nearly. But she's fine.
no, you know what I'm trying to say, but know what I'm saying, the mothers who are like 50 or so, they still got that old mentality when a daughter-in-law comes, or when the son doesn't go to in-laws all the time, they still thinking the old way of
I
thinking.
think that depends on who they've grown
And
up around and what their
and the
families
amount of emails we get, the stories we get, yeah, it's like the young daughter-in-law, they want to go gym, they want to work, they want to go out with their friends, and the mother-in-laws don't like that. The older generation, obviously the younger ones, we understand it, but obviously I'm not old enough to give my daughter a married off yet or whatever not. But do you think that is one of the things that brings issues to families, when the young daughter-in-laws, they want to go out, with the friends and go gym, go work? Do you think that,
Yeah.
do you guys think it's an issue?
Yes, it is. I think also what it is, what I don't understand is these old
freedom and independence.
these old like hotties, right, who have this mentality, boy has to do a certain thing. It's because of what her own experience has been. But then if you're quite open-minded and if you think, okay, আমার হইরে আমার লগে ওলা চলছইন তেন ভালোই চলছইন না আমারে দিছইন না freedom, সব সময় আমি কইছি যাইতাম না ইওর দিছইন না ঘর থাকি বাড়িবার দিছইন না, well, why would you want to impose that onto your own daughter-in-law? Why would you put that hostel onto your own daughter-in-law? You wouldn't want to. If that was truly, biar matanya ano furin tore hoya, oh amar furi lakan dekhmu, but amar furi lakan dekhmu hoya, goro ainya. It's not like that, is it?
No,
It really
no.
isn't. Tara furi or amar furi aibo nayor is one story, but to me nayor is another story, isn't it?
It's like they try to control, isn't it, Neha? They literally try to control your every movement, and when they realize that, okay, ibetire amra control hortam fartam na nani, or shomoy, like problems start creating, and they start creating problems between you, your husband. I've experienced it in my last marriage. Like there were so many problems, unfortunately. But as soon as they realize they can't control you, আমি এমনিও আদা বয়সী বেটি, এমনিও তুমি আমার control করবা কিলা. I was independent, I was working, I had a 13-year-old child. So I don't know how you think you could control me, and what, because what kita khors, like I used to look after the house, ran since I did everything. There's nothing I did not do, but still there was an issue. And do you know what the issue was? If I was going out with her son. baraz and yakhaitam, or like holidays and exaitam. So what? We both hardworking individuals. We go on holiday. That's our time.
You can't have that expectation. It's not even
No.
Islamic either, is it?
No.
It's not an Islamic
Sharafa, what do you think?
expectation. I
Yeah, what
think
do you
lack
think?
of Islamic education, that's the problem.
Shara, what do you think that we need to do in order to bring the relationship closer? And what sort of things that, the older generation, what sort of things should the young daughter-in-laws try to do, and, to see if they can build a relationship with the older generation, the way of their thinking, and try to change it? What sort of things should they do?
I think all new daughter-in-laws should spend at least a year with the mother-in-law before they move out to get to know each other. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, at least you know each other well enough. to continue the relationship, knowing each other's personality and characters, but give it a chance by staying with them a little bit.
I'll tell you what, right, I've done this before where I've taken an ex-mother-in-law out and I've tried to build a relationship, and I've gone around there and I've sat around, drinking tea with her and sat watching these boring TV programs just to create a relationship, that bonding session that you have, but in the old school way, because obviously they don't know like how we create bonds with our children, for example. It's totally different way with the older generation, but because their expectations are so backward minded and they're so like they live in their little bubble, they can't really expand their minds, to be honest and to be frank. And when somebody's stuck in their way, you can try all your best, but sometimes it doesn't work because they have this like weird perception of you. They think, oh, Taibeti, beshi modern, or she works or whatever, and they have this weird like perception of you, so they can't even break out of their mentality. So no matter how much you try, it seems as though you can't really get through to them, and the only way you can is like, I don't really know, because it's quite difficult, especially if you've been brought up in this country. The way we bond with people is totally different. But I don't know how Bengali people in Bangladesh bond. What, over a cup of tea, have some gua? I did all of that. Sit there,
Really?
make a killi. Do you know what I mean? Cut the gua and stuff. Sit there, try to be really traditional.
But you know what I don't
Lota
understand?
basa,
Everybody,
isa basa. What else do you do?
yeah, but everybody,
Uri banao.
but everybody keeps on saying, oh, the mother should come to like understand the new generation. Why can't the new generation try to understand the older
No, so
generation
that's
and
what I mean.
compromise?
We've tried. I mean, there's many of us that have tried
You
that.
can try, by you
You
can try
can.
to understand them, and you probably can understand them, okay? Because they were born in a different era to us, so naturally they're going to be different. The way they think, Solafira, everything is different, and a lot of culture in them, right? So their attitude, everything is completely different to us. But even if you understand that, they don't understand you because they don't care. Literally, they're quite ignorant. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
saying
don't want to
everybody's the
change.
same. Shop shoman nai.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, idun yermaze shop shoman nai. We're always going to get a different person each time. Now, amra try khortam farmu buzaya manushte buzaitam farmu, but I think it comes from day one. Listen, everybody, day one, you want to get married, make sure your parents understand where everybody stands, because at the end of the day, these are usually a lot of the time the families are behind breaking the couple. A lot of the time families are behind that.
And I think it's really important also to see what a relationship a guy has with his mum, because if he's got a good relationship with his mum, then naturally that relationship passes on to the wife. So if he can sit there and have a good conversation with his mom, they've got a good communication there, then it automatically translates into the wife. Because if he can't communicate with his mother, there's no way that wife is going to be able to do it. And what I find now is that a lot of guys, they have a different lifestyle to what they've grown up in. So they go out of the home, they've got this whole different lifestyle happening, and then they get married and they think, oh crap, do you know what I mean? Like, I've got to bring this wife into my home, and I don't even live like that. So then when the wife comes in, she can't communicate with the mother-in-law because the guy can't even communicate with his own mother. That's an issue as well.
I don't agree with that, Neha, because I've seen the complete opposite. You know that? Complete opposite. Like the son could have a great relationship with his mom, but he could have a rubbish relationship with his wife. Like I said, like Manu Sharp different.
Yeah. I mean,
We
we can
can't
only go
control
by like what our
people.
own experiences are, really.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, just like, because obviously you've got your experiences of it, and then I've got mine, and then other people have got their experiences. Hanif Bhai's probably seen things as well in his family, friends. Nani
But you know what is?
Hanif Bhai
You
hears
know,
it all as well. People want him to talk about these issues.
I told you last 3 years we've been doing this reality thing, yeah? If you go on our page, you'll see it. And the thousands of different kind of true stories that come to us for, we act it out on it, but we don't mention no one's name or anything, just for
No,
awareness
no,
purposes.
it's awareness. Yeah.
So there's nothing that we haven't heard or seen yet. Do you get it? It's
No, it
like
wasn't.
recently, obviously we're not talking about care visas, but recently a story that we're going to put up next week. You'll be
Yeah.
shocked. So anyway, so I think you know what, someone did like email me a few times saying, "Oh, can you talk about these things?" Because we try with our mother-in-laws, but like every time like when you come back, like mukhala take this that, and it depresses us. And I think anybody. There's loads of people watching, mashallah. So I think everybody here, all of you guys have families, and if you guys have these type of problems, I think the best solution is to sit down and speak about it.
Yeah,
Because
I agree. Communicate.
because I think, I personally, I don't want to say how old I am now, but in life,
21
দুরম মিয়া তুমি আমার সুলুল ফাঁকি গেছে মিয়া তুমি কি
21 কইলা
আমার আমার যতক্ষণ লাইফ হয়েছে আমি একটা জিনিস দেখছি it's like it don't matter if you're a millionaire, you still have problems, family issues and whatever not. And you know what, people go to like doctors, go to psychologists, go to this that, but all comes down to when they sit down together, the two people had problems, they solve it. So getting other people involved in it gets a bit messy. So I think
Sometimes
our
you need to bring a mutual person in because they don't understand. And if a mutual person doesn't sit in the middle, then things can't also be resolved. So sometimes
I
you just
don't
need someone.
disagree with
But
you.
then it can't be.
I don't disagree with you, sis, here, but I think,
Yeah.
but eventually, if you have problem with me, and if these three people on my board comes and but eventually they need to stop and go and then leave you guys to sort it out and say, you know what, to me, then there's
Unfortunately,
unnecessarily.
Hasar khoitamni lato solena bai. Hasaro. There's always arogzon tachoin mazkhano o bengalaganit.
Yeah, but
Always somebody
Mazkhano-
else halaganit bengalaganit.
But Zare
And
Mazkhano, I
it's
know they
usually a
have to
family
be.
member or somebody doing that because taro nize tarao boundary buzoina, mother-in-law reo buzoina, horioch leo buzoina,
But I really do
and
think the
manusharogzon
third
tako
person
bengalagani.
involved needs to be somebody unrelated.
Mutual, completely mutual, yeah. Someone that you is
Totally neutral, totally like experienced in this, and that's why I really do think like family therapy works.
Was that Novaron? Because divorce is an best option sometimes.
I
don't
agree, it
with
is
that.
because it
I don't
depends on your
agree with it.
situation and what it is you're going through.
I
At the end of the
I
day,
don't.
if you're in a toxic, violent relationship, marriage, you need to get out of that.
That's
There's
different.
no way that's
No, but
gonna.
that's
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
different. We're not talking
Yeah.
about violence. That's different, and I don't agree with it because I know personally someone, and they wish they never go a divorce because the thing
Yeah.
a divorcee has to put up with, trust me, they would be better off like just compromising with their mother-in-law. And sometimes this generation kids don't understand it.
so
But
about
Nah, so
they don't
what, no?
understand it. They think, I'll give you an example. Yeah, I know a family member got married. Yeah, because they didn't want to move to the bride side. Before the wedding video came out, they divorced. Yeah,
yeah
Yeah.
this is a true fact. It's a relative of mine. Yeah, but I hope he's not watching it. As in, like, why he's talking about it. But no one knows who he is. But what I'm saying to you, then 2-3 years down the line, the same bride come back and said that I want to come back. And I said to my cousin, why is she saying that? Because like Zasanos are like how Bengalis are. Like like the
Yeah,
backbiting.
typical mindset.
Yeah.
Oh,
The stigma is
backbiting.
worse than the
Well,
divorce
trust me, it's
itself.
like it gets you into depression. A lot of people don't
of course it
understand
does. Yeah.
but
Ask
it
one
gets you
question.
into depression.
Mancher patient levels they're low. Obviously, certain situations of violence involved and DV, whatever. Obviously, people need to get away straight away. But I think most cases nowadays, Mancher patient levels very low. Quichuy low, na shesh low. It's not nice. It's not good. And
But I get to buy.
Manusha polizira zane. Sorry, bye.
আগে একজোপা নাছিল বাই ওজনে বইনে জনে কইছেন যে you need third party. আগে যদি জামাইপোর যদি কোনো প্রবলেম হইতো বউর হরির লগে প্রবলেম হইতো মানুষ মাঝখানো আইতা ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম ওয়াইরোজ মানুষ মাঝখানো আইতা sort out করতা এখন we live in a generation the kids they make the decision
they with themselves.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, I don't want to be with him no more. I want to get a divorce." And if the father says, "Why this that?" Well, I don't want to be with him. Don't talk about it. I don't want you to like get involved in my issues. You know, that sort of attitude now is making families, like break up more
But
often
do you know
than they
what?
should.
Do you know what I believe in as well? Like parents should be more supportive. Like they should let the couple make their mistakes, learn from their mistakes. They can't grow as people and develop as people if they don't make mistakes. And when you're trying to control your child in a marriage, it's always going to go the opposite direction. So they need to, there's not enough support from the parents either side. The kids are not getting that support. If they are having issues, support them, explain to them, buzao, do what you have to do. If they need to have some time out for a couple of days a week, do that, because sometimes that's all you need, time out to rethink, contemplate what's happened, where you might have gone wrong or what might have happened. It might not even be the couple, it might be someone in the family, that's creating problems. Could be
Yeah.
anything. It could be 101 scenarios. But the point is they need support. At the end of the day, marriage, people don't get into a marriage for life. They get into a marriage and when they've done, they want to walk away. But marriage should be for life. That's why the older generations have stuck to their partners for such a long time, regardless of what the other half does. They've stuck with that person for like forever till their last breath. That's the older generations. Now generations, we make our decisions and we don't always make it quick. It depends on our circumstances. Everyone's got, everyone's living a different life, living a different journey. We're all going through different things, so we make our decisions based on that at the time. But sometimes what doesn't help is when you don't have the correct support system, and you need the support system.
I agree with you, and I just want to say one thing quickly. There's 70, 80 people. Unfortunately, we are sorry that we're not reading your comments. I am reading it, but when the sisters are, but unfortunately, I can't overtalk them. That's why I'm not replying. Don't get angry or don't get upset. I am reading it. Most of you are countering some of the sisters' conversation, and thank you for being in our live and interacting with us. And
Thank you, SB.
And I hope you guys are learning something. I'm learning something from these sisters, and I'm learning something from your comments. So please don't get angry or upset if you're not mentioning your comments. But I am looking at it, and yeah, carry on, sisters. Just wanted to
I
say
think
that because some people they get a bit upset. When you comment and they don't really. I don't want them to think that I'm not paying attention to
Carry on,
them.
brothers as
So
I
well.
think it's an overall thing. There should be respect for each other. There should
yeah,
always
yeah.
be, the younger generation should always respect your elders, anyways, regardless. But elders should also respect the younger generation. It goes both ways. If you disrespect someone, you're naturally going to get a bit of disrespect back, but that depends on who that is. Talking to who, children or the younger generation should always respect their elders and take their advice. If it's bad advice, then get advice from someone else. As far as I'm concerned, if the advice isn't really helping you or assisting whatever it is you're trying to resolve in your marriage, then yeah, go to somebody else. There's plenty of people who will be happy to sit there. If not, go to an Islamic scholar who'd be able to give you a bit more information on how you should deal or handle a situation. Sometimes family aren't the best people to go to. They're just not. Sometimes even friends, like you have to be careful who your circle of friends and family are, because sometimes they're not the best people, because sometimes these people don't want to see you be in a successful marriage. You just don't know what their intention is. You've got to be careful who you're talking to and what you're talking to them about. You just don't know how envious and jealous they really are. They might not want to see you settled and happy as well. So you've got to be very careful who you're chatting to.
On a positive note, I think, the younger generation mother-in-laws, 40s and early 50s, they actually connect.
That's me and you, Neha.
That is
Coming.
true, yeah.
They actually connect with the younger because they understand them. And this is
Yeah.
what I've seen around, whether it's social media or generally, yeah.
Do you know what I've said to my
They-
son? I said, listen, با تو کنت کله بنگالی بیا خودونا خود کشیره هم دشتون خیلی ساوت نیزه بنه خو. Let's not go there with the Bengali culture, because you know what? There's too many weird things happening. So just stick to the outside culture these days.
Now we should
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. No, I would.
comment.
That's
I'm not
another.
making
That's
it.
another topic.
I
I'm not
agree on that
making
one.
comment.
My
Left.
daughter just got married
Do you know
and
why,
not Bengali.
Shafi? Do you know why
Look,
I'm not
Shafi
making a
Bhai, look,
comment?
Shafi
Shafi,
Bhai,
you know
like
why?
our generation, my generation, Neha's generation, we're from this generation, we were born and bred here. You know, we are, you know, we're educated to wherever we need to be, okay? Just to understand, even have general common sense and have understanding, be wise, be smart. So there's a
No,
lot of
the reason why I
I
didn't
love
make
my
lot of
culture,
the
by
sister.
the way.
in-laws, a lot of
Look,
men,
I'm
women.
not,
I'm not just
I'm
saying
not,
women. A
I'm
lot.
not throwing shade on my culture. I love it, but what I'm saying, this next generation, you got to be quite smart about how you get married.
No, reason why I haven't made a comment or I didn't agree with it because next Tuesday this is our topic. Do you
Oh,
get it?
okay, okay.
So that's why I didn't want to talk about it. So anyway,
I mean,
What topic is
look,
next Tuesday?
any other race, any other creed, there's bad and
the
good in
topic
everywhere.
is
Yeah?
Of course, there
There's
is
good,
good
anyway
and
the
there's
bad.
good
topic.
and bad everywhere, but we shouldn't promote like
No.
openly. People shouldn't promote, oh, you should look outside. That's wrong.
Yeah,
The
no,
reason
the
why it's wrong,
topic.
because just
Yeah,
because I had a bad experience with Bengali, it doesn't make all the Bengalis bad. But
No, it
if
doesn't.
personally, one second, if personally in one family they want to branch out, no problem. It's your own life. But I don't. Some people just naturally they want to just promote. Oh, Indians are like that, Pakistanis are like, Bengalis are like. There's bad and good everywhere, but you have to have love for your own kind as well. There's a reason why there's a called community. If everyone's gonna just branch out for the sake of it because it's in trend, then you're just you're just
It's also
spreading.
dependent on your upbringing. Like if you've not, like you guys have probably been brought up, grown up around a lot of Bengalis, you know,
I haven't. I've
brilliantly.
actually grown up around everything because where I'm
Yeah,
from
so
is
yeah, so
it's
that's what I'm
actually from
saying.
all. I've grown
Yeah,
up around all kind of people, so not just Bengalis. I only know very few Bengalis. So what I'm trying to say is, I've seen a trend where people tend to think, "Oh, just marry outside, your problem solved." It doesn't work like that. I've seen a lot of people that are married outside, whether they're Pakistani or Bengali or Indian, it's become worse because the other party they treat them like crap. They look down on them. So
yeah.
that's not a solution always. But look,
It's
what I'm trying to
not,
also
but
say
you
at the
know,
Shafi
same
Bhai, I
time,
don't think Neha actually meant that anyway.
no, no, I'm
no.
not even just
yeah,
talking to her.
Neha was just
no,
saying her opinion.
I'm just
yeah,
talking in general, where like there is
Yeah.
a trend going on where people think it's cool or it's okay, your life gonna be solved, problem solved, just go outside.
yeah.
That's not always the case.
Shafi, I need to. I didn't want to talk about, it, but let me add something to you. What you are saying, yeah. I don't think Neha. She was generally talking about it. Everybody has their own opinion, yeah. And going back to what Shafi said, yeah, I've seen cases. I know friends who Bengali friends got married to certain culture. I don't want to mention it because then you become like, well, I don't want people to think
Personal.
that yeah, specifically talking about their culture. No, but what happens is that you know it's not easy. You know how a daughter-in-law go into someone's house and getting adjusted. It's not easy. So for a Bengali guy or girl to get married to another culture and try to adapt to them, it's not easy. And for 80% doesn't work out, 20% does, yeah. So what happens
Yeah.
is that this girl or boy it ends up in a divorce, whatever. Not anyway. That's our topic next Tuesday,
Bro,
Shafi.
I'll
Yeah, we're
give you a
gonna.
real life example
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
know
Let me finish and then
Pakistani
you
guys.
can
One
give me
second, please
example.
let me
Yeah.
finish.
No, I don't want you to mention no
No, just quickly, just quickly.
community, but don't
No, no,
mention
it's not
any
community. No,
community,
no, not in
please.
a bad way. Not in a bad
I
way.
have loads of friends in
No,
all communities. Yeah.
Baisab, it's not a bad way. I'm going to give you a real life scenario. So I've seen people mixing up, which I think people have the right, no problem. So what it is, a lot of them, there's a thing they see as, right? So they want to get married because they think that are own food in they're toxic, this and that. And then after what happens is, because they think, no, I can go with the Bengali girl because it's just one of my, like
Yeah. I know
desires,
what you're
yeah?
saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they do that, and afterwards, بعد بياخد يلا شرط دوي شرط side ماشي يلا. Oh, it wasn't even for the right reasons. Culture shock. Loads of cases. Obviously, the other way around doesn't happen much. But personally, if they're mixing up, it's fine because I'm Muslim. I think mixing, people want to do it, it's entirely up to them. But the people that think it's a problem solver by not
Hello, that's
going
me.
with their own, that's where people are wrong. Because আমরা বাঙালির মাঝে বহুত মানুষ ভালো আছেন, both মানুষ ভালো আছে
I'm not
the movie was
saying
bad
that they're not.
Yeah.
you didn't no
Let's go on,
Go
Neha.
on,
Go on,
you say
explain
it.
what you said.
Go on, you say it.
Okay, what Neha basically all Neha said was Tanor find Torenani. If you think to marrying outside, don't expect the hutkishira and stuff like that for them to make the hutkishira and handish and whatever
no
it is
I
you
got
like at
it.
home
talking
that I
about
cook
her
for you.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
you'll
the
have to
trend
learn to cook that yourself if you're going to go marry outside. You just got to remember that. That's all she's saying. So she's not said don't marry Bengali, go marry
no
outside. She's
look
basically
it's
just saying,
nothing
"Khaite saileni, te tumi nije hiktoi bai banani."
look I
Or
should have
you need to
started
look
off
at
with
Bengali.
where I seen a different trend going. I don't. It's not personally what she said. It just remind you of that what's going on recently, and I hear from the guys what they say. You know, up north, especially in Bradford and Oldham and that, a lot of them, these Bengali girls, they are only Khalis Pakistani girls,
Esme, if you're free, let me know.
and
Yeah,
then when they do it, in
you
a
can
lot of
come
cases, it's not
and
going right.
Shafi Bai,
Esme.
this is Shafi Bai, that's everywhere. That is everywhere with Bengalis and non-Bengalis. It's in everywhere.
But you
Like, for
also have
example,
to see the culture up north. It's very backward mentality up north.
Yeah,
You go to
yeah.
Bradford, they're 20, 30 years behind. You go up to Bradford, Tara tumhare saye buzle go to me, you're not from Bradford.
up north, they are backwards. They
They're
are.
so
They are.
backwards.
We
So
are
you
more
can't
modern
really,
down this side and
yeah.
liberal. We are definitely
Look,
down
if
this.
it
Look,
was nothing personal, honestly, Asa. If he came across like that, I apologize. My point is that's not the problem solver
I
because
don't.
Nobody thinks it's a problem
a
solver.
lot, I think a
No.
lot of people do. To be honest,
No,
You
listen,
can't.
shall I give you my example, Shafi Bai? Listen, let me just give you my example, yeah? I've been married to Bengali before, and, you know, getting to know Bengali people, Bengali men, obviously not women, but do you know what? They don't know what they're doing. Even at my age, they don't know what they're doing. They're confused. They don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they are mummy's boys. That's mummy's boys is another subject, Hanif Bai. Mummy's boys. Because you know what? They're just... Anyway, I won't go into that one. That's a different subject. But what I'm trying to say is when you've met, let's say, or not even met, spoken to Bengali people and Bengali men, and they don't even know what they're talking about at this age, Nani or Busho. That's going to naturally put you off. And you've been married to Bengali before and you've been through all the stress with the in-laws and all the stress of whatever, yeah? You naturally are not going to be looking at Bengali no more. You are going to be going outside Bengali. So it's not always a
yeah,
trend.
but
It's
because of
something
one,
everyone's got a different
Faz, thank you,
experience with
bro.
whatever ethnic origin, and then they decide to go, listen, I'm going to look at something different that works for me. You know, I need someone that's on my page. So if
even
that's a Moroccan, Tunisian, I don't know, whoever, Musulman or
even for the guys, yeah,
then
even for the guys talking about Moroccan, you know these guys that think, oh, we can just go to Morocco and solve the problem. That's another where they're going to a rabbit hole, thinking they're gonna get someone 10 out of 10 and everything's gonna
That's the
work out.
trend. If we're going to talk about trends, Shafi Bai, that's a trend
Yeah,
that
that's
we
that's
Oh,
what
hi,
I'm coming
Ray.
to that.
Welcome,
I'm coming
salam.
to that. So basically, all these guys. Let's talk about the guys. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the females
My
because
cousin's
that's
doing
irrelevant.
it, by the way. I found out.
Yeah.
Bro,
He's
So
going to get a
Shafi,
shock in it.
Shafi, I think we'll leaving the topic aside. I don't want to talk about it. We can go on about it. I got like list like from south to north, that long list. What happens in
that's all.
Morocco
Okay,
anyway? Yeah.
sorry.
So
let's
anyway,
stick to the main topic, which
yeah.
was
So
why do you make
Which was
decisions
about
when you're going to get married?
mother-in-laws.
yeah, because what I was gonna say, yeah, you know, Shafi, on Tuesday we're gonna talk about the new trend and is it okay to get married to different culture people? That's Tuesday, so let's just leave that for Tuesday.
You're
And
gonna have all the and go on.
no, I have I got a few people coming on my guest on Tuesday. Like I got a barrister, his opinion, what he's seen. Anyway, that's for another day. But you know, going forward, yeah, guys, because we're getting a bit late as well. I don't normally come on live for that long, but anyway, the sisters are Hondani, Hotasan Bangali, Shafi, is a Kunanangele, Dutin, Boynan, Hanon, the Loigle, radio on for a lagana.
Yeah, I'm
No, I'm joking. No, anyway, you know, a lot of people been watching us. They've been listening to us. Esme's there as well. She's a intelligent person. I don't know if you guys know, and she works the community. She's a blind person, partially blind. And thank you for coming on my live. But we want to finish on like a positive note, yeah. So, what do you, 2 minutes, Catwoman, say something positive. We've been talking about negative and stuff, so,
No,
how
I
can you
think we said a lot of positive as well. Like,
yeah,
yeah, no, genuinely, I think
we're gonna
everyone
be
needs to
ending it,
respect each
so
other.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna end
So I
this,
think
so I just want you to summarize it.
okay, so basically, at the end of the day, look, I think both sides, in-laws, daughters, and the sons, they all need to just respect each other. They need to understand and have boundaries from day one if you're going to get married. And if you know what, if you've got issues going on within your marriage, speak to someone, have someone mutual in the middle to try and resolve your issues. Don't speak to someone who's going to give you negative advice. Anyone that might be envious, jealous, or toxic, do not approach these kind of people. Approach someone who can actually help resolve it, because a lot of people is going to be out there to try and break a marriage too. So just be careful who you're talking to, who you're getting the advice from. Get someone mutual in the middle as well, when you're trying to resolve the issues. And then on a positive note, though, everyone should just respect each other. The daughter-in-law should respect mother-in-law. Mother-in-law should do the same with the daughter-in-law. The son needs to also set the boundaries. He has a responsibility to his mother and his wife, so he also needs to understand what his responsibilities are. Make sure it's all balanced out, because it will work if you have all those things in place from day one. Because the mother-in-law will understand if the son explains it nicely, and that she understands that my son isn't leaving me, running away, or going anywhere. She'll always love that mother and respect that mother, as long as he's not round his in-laws 7 days a week. She'll be just fine.
Yeah, thank you so much for your. Well, Shafi, go on. You got a minute or so. Shafi,
I'll take 10 seconds. I think
10 seconds. Go on.
sorry for going off topic. It was just one of them ones. I think personally, in terms of mother-in-law, they will never change. They're stuck in the old ways, and it's something called, what is it, grumpy. Whether it's a father-in-law or mother-in-law, they're both going to be always. They're never going to change their ways. The younger mother-in-law, Tara change, I think they're really different nowadays. They actually go out with their daughter-in-laws. Some of them even go to the gym with the daughter-in-laws. So it is changing. But yeah, other than that, yeah, people are free to what they want to do.
Thank you, Shafi. Neha?
Marry whoever you want.
Yeah.
Apart from marrying
I don't
whoever
know
you
why
want.
you lot.
Apart from marrying whoever you want, I think my last words would be, you know what, at the end of the day, we're Muslim and we need to really take from our religion and what Islam says, and how Islam is a resolution for everything, and how we need to have people of good iman to intervene rather than family. Don't get family involved. Get good Islamic people to intervene in marriage or in life generally, and get good advice, and that's it really.
Thank you. I'd like to say that everybody who's been on my live and listening, I'd like to thank you, all of you, for staying with us for so long and sharing your thoughts and comments with us. I'd like to say, look, we're all human. We all make mistakes. The new daughter-in-law will make mistake. Mother-in-law will make mistakes. At the end of the day, we need to come to a balance. The son has to respect the mother-in-law, respect the wife. No one's perfect in this world, yeah, and especially this subject, just for awareness purposes. We're not no doctors, or we are discussing our opinion on what we think. So some of you might think, oh, look, they're sitting there, they think that there's some sort of doctors or anything. No, it's not. We're not no qualified doctors or anything. We're just talking what we see and what we heard. So I'd like to say, there's a balance, and Catwoman and Neha and Shafi said, respect is a big factor here, and discussion and loyalty from the son to the mother and to the wife. So all in all, Shahol Bala Tarba, Shusta Tarba, Catwoman, thank you for coming on my live. Neha, thank you for coming
No
on my
worries.
live.
Thank you. Bye.
And next time we're open, we'll talk about something else. If you guys are free, come and join us. And I followed you guys back, so you better not unfollow me. I'm joking.
Okay,
Guys, thank
amazing.
you, everybody. for coming and listening to us. And if we said anything out of context, it's only for ourselves. So please don't get angry or upset. It was a good discussion, guys. Thank you. Until next time. Esme, thank you for coming as well. I think she knows Neha, I think.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, so obviously, anyway.
Esme or Esme?
Esme. Yeah, so guys, thank you guys. And shukr bala taroka, shusta taroka. Until next time, guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Allah
barakatuh.
Hafiz.
Walaikum
Allah
salam.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.